right, we will start with Coach here in the room. Why don't you just go ahead and give us your thoughts? Obviously, a really big win tonight against OL Reign at home.
Yeah, obviously really happy. We've had some conversations since the Louisville trip. We know that's job 1 of 4 that we need to take care of before hopefully playoff season. But yeah, it was a really good collective performance. Spoke about winning individual duels, in possession, out of possession, having each other's back, and then we thought from there we could win the overall street fight. And I think we were pretty clinical in terms of attack. But yeah, just really proud of the group.
Mike, obviously, getting back to the top of the table with this win, having that in control for the rest of the year. Morgan mentioned that you had told the group that every game is a final, essentially, the rest of the way, and to treat it that way. How do you think the team rose to that task in this match?
Yeah, I think they did a terrific job of that. I think the occasion, playing local rival, probably plays into it. What's at stake? The fans. So I think the whole occasion was there to help with it. But to actually be able to produce the quality that we did, I guess under the pressure of the circumstances, is something to be said. But like I say, it's job 1 done. We've got 3 more to do. We need to reproduce that again to keep things in our control, but arguably we just need to reproduce those performances, because that's what we feel is us as a team.
And Morgan and Hina both scoring tonight, both obviously contributing a lot throughout the game beyond just the goals. What can you just say about their individual performances?
I think the goals is the tip on it, but I think work rate stands out in terms of what they did. But I'd put that right across the 16 players that saw the field. I think we had some people that started the game. We had people come and finish the job off. We had spent some extra time in terms of set plays based on where we've been recently on a defending standpoint. We knew we wanted to win the restart battle, because that's been a difference for us in a negative way recently, and obviously we've done that tonight, and it's paid dividends. So credit to the two of them for their part in that.
Hey Mike, sold out crowd tonight. First time as head coach, you got a sold out crowd. What was that like? To be on the sideline for that?
Yeah, it's cool. Listen, I think it's a great advert for the league, the game. I think the two organisations. So you notice a difference. I could tell a difference in the warm-up. There was just more noise and buzz around the warm-up, but I feel like you get wrapped up in the game so much that I maybe still don't feel it, and then you've got the big roaring crowd behind you. So it's a honour, it's a privilege, and like I say, I think it's just a great advert for what we can be doing as a club and the league. So
yeah, and then could you talk to us about just Becky Sauerbrunn's return as well? So she got to play the full 45 minutes in the first half, and yeah, what were your thoughts on that?
I think before I speak to performance, I think huge credit needs to go to Becky in terms of the journey she's been on to get herself back to where she has. I think massive credit to a high performance team like medical and sports science to get her where she is. She's been available for limited minutes the last 2 games. We've worked really diligently as a group to try and increase her load to be able to get her on the field. But yeah, so I think there's massive credit needs to be done there, and she's been on a heck of a journey. And then to step in to this occasion and play the way she did, it just speaks to her qualities, her calmness, her experience, her leadership, things that obviously are a great addition at this stage of the season.
Adam Ross, Rose City Review. In her presser today, Morgan mentioned already looking at game tape, trying to fine-tune, keep pushing forward, and keep getting better. That seems to be a theme throughout a lot of the team, and how do you credit that with this group and maintaining that going into the last stretch of the season?
Yeah, I think it just comes to the mindset and the drive this group's had to want to be better. We've put a bit more structure to that since the World Cup window, like the international break type that we had as a group in the summer. So, yeah, I'd say there's a bit more structure in terms of how we get after it, but all the players are there. They want to learn, they want to get better, they want the feedback. But it just comes from a winning mindset and just, wanting to be better. The players have that, and we just try and sort of harness it and just put on an environment that allows them to do it.
Leo, I see you're online. Do you have a question? If you do, you can raise your hand, and I'm happy to call on you. All right. Yes, we do have a question from Leo.
Hey, Mike. I'm wondering if you can speak a little bit more to, obviously, this being a pretty collective, cohesive team performance, but also just the impact of both Morgan Weaver tonight and specifically having Becky back in.
It's tough to speak to the individual parts, but I mean, I would say it was a typical Weaver performance, like tireless in terms of her running, going up the field and down the field, and then just like the quality of the finish to be there. So, yeah, and Becky, like I say, I think our experience and our presence just has a huge impact. But they are 2 of 16 players that have done a job, and they've both played. Weaves has played 90, Becky's played 45. We've had some people do 60s. We've had people do 15 minutes who have just closed out the job. So I just don't want to necessarily single anybody out, because I think it was a collective piece. And without repeating myself, I said, if we win our individual battles in possession, out of possession, and we've got each other's backs, we'll be successful. And I think that's what the whole group did individually and collectively.
All right, Leo, do you have a follow-up at all? Nope, I think we're good. All right, we will wrap there. Thank you, Mike, for your time. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.